Candlewick on Brilliance Audio presents The Dark Game, True Spy Stories from Invisible Ink to CIA Moles by Paul B. Janeczko. Performed by Ron Butler. For John and Lori Gunn. Good neighbors don't need fences. Introduction. Whenever I visit schools to talk to students about my writing and my books, someone always asks this question. Did you always want to be a writer? Far from it. Being a writer was probably the furthest thing from my mind when I thought of what I wanted to be when I grew up. More than anything else, I wanted to be an FBI agent. Seriously. Looking back, it's easy for me to understand why I found such a career so appealing. Nearly all that I read, outside of the usual stuff for school, was about crime and detection. I was a huge fan of the Hardy Boys. That was the life I wanted to lead, even though my father fixed televisions for his work and my brothers and I were more interested in playing baseball. Beyond the Hardy Boys books, I read whatever I could find on crime and detection in our town library, or in the used bookshop that I regularly visited. I read about gangsters like Al Capone and Legs Diamond, and about the federal agents who fought them, like Elliot Ness and the Untouchables. I read books like The FBI in Peace and War, Inside the FBI, and The FBI Story, and marveled at the way they tracked down criminals and spies. But I didn't stop with books on the FBI. I read books about the U.S. Secret Service and U.S. Treasury agents to find out how they helped protect our country from saboteurs. If it was about espionage, I probably read it. My fascination with spies didn't stop with my reading as a kid. As I grew up, I continued to feed my fascination with the espionage game and those who practiced it by reading novels by writers like Eric Ambler, John Buchan, and John le Carré. Later, I read spy tales by Robert Ludlum and Alan Furst. But I also followed the real-life spy dramas that were unfolding in the news, like ill-fated U.S. spy flights of the U-2 and the bugging of the American embassy in Moscow, both of which I include in this book. But I never knew anything about the history of spies in this country. I didn't know that George Washington was instrumental in establishing an intelligence community in the colony.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?